Yeah, I know they're not much for panic at that franchise, but I'd be panicking if Super Bowl was their aspiration. So at one point, they had an explosive offense with explosive receivers, and now their issue is chronic drops. And as they get ready for the next episode, which is the playoffs, things just ain't the same for these gangsters. It feels like they are not in the same position that they once were in. So they got lucky early in the season, or not lucky, but they were fortunate to have a pretty easy schedule, one of the easiest in the league. And now they're leading into the tough part of their schedule, and they're losing players. So I don't feel as confident as I did at one point for them challenging the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Well, you will have them on Monday night, Lewis, so I'm sure you have been looking at the tape already this week. What does it show you? What are you seeing in the Steelers in their losing streak?
Yeah, what they need to be able to do is possess the ball longer, and they need to kind of put some drives together because they're going 3 and out and or turning the ball over at a really alarming clip right now, particularly over the past 2 weeks. That's just something that shows up over and over. And what that's going to do, that's putting so much mileage on their defense, and a defense that's going to wind up getting just tired as the season goes on because Pittsburgh can't possess the ball. One of the reasons that Domonique just alluded to, that they can't possess the ball, given that they throw it so much, is because people keep dropping it. And so those are the kind of things that, look, I know Ben is saying take a deep breath and let's just see how things play out here as they continue to work through some of their kinks and head on into the playoffs. They should be able to get going this week against a Cincinnati Bengal defense that is a little bit beat up. And, I mean, they're playing their hearts out, but they're just undermanned right now. But they need to put together a good performance starting this Monday night heading on into the playoffs. Otherwise, that panic meter is just going to keep swinging way, way, way in the wrong direction because it doesn't the past 2 weeks.
Lewis, let me ask you this. The drops have been one problem. Another has been they've just abandoned the running game. It's not that they aren't running it well.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like they're trying. Can they do that? Can they get away with that and win playoff games?
No, I think obviously you have to be balanced, especially when you're considering that you're going to be dealing with, more than likely, you're at some point in time, if you want to get to the Super Bowl, which is always their aspiration, you're going to have to deal with Kansas City. And when you deal with Kansas City, that means possessing the football. Possessing the football means either throwing it with a high level of efficiency, which means don't drop it, and they haven't proved they can't do that, or run the football, hopefully get 3.5, 4 yards per carry, and keep Patrick sitting over there on the sideline. Otherwise, you have no shot. So There's no question, Greeny, they need to commit to running it. But for coordinators to commit to running it, most times they need to be successful doing it. So we'll see what happens.
Schefter, quickly, let me come to you. One of the factors, another one, has been just they've been decimated by injury. What is your sense in Pittsburgh right now?
Listen, the offensive line has struggled. As Lewis said, the running game has yet to get on track. The defense is missing Devin Bush, Bud Dupree. Even Robert Spillane, the man that stepped in to fill in, was out last week. Joe Hayden was out with concussion, missing a lot of key players on the defense side of the football at a time when the offense is struggling to run the football. A team that looked a month ago about as tough as any in all of the NFL suddenly has some holes and is leaking oil as we get towards the end of the season. Not an ideal scenario for Pittsburgh, but a get-right spot for Monday night in front of Louis Riddick.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.